The Soto case, uncovering truth, demanding justice, and pushing for Jenn Soto's arrest. We must keep this case in the spotlight to force law enforcement to take a closer look at Jenn's role in this heinous crime.
I got them, Deb. I'm gonna basically I've got a lot of support. Hopefully that lawyer gets back to me today. I'm trying to find out right now, based on what we have and the evidence that we've seen, what possible charges could come against Jennifer Soto. Now, we've talked about this way in the past. Many of you were never even here. So just know I cannot give you law enforcement updates. And as law enforcement updates me, I can't say anything about those because that's the case against Jenn Soto. But what I can say is we are making progress behind the scenes, and we're going to spotlight Jenn Soto all week. I hope that she sees this. I hope the Sotos see this. I hope they know, Jenn Soto, we're coming for you. And Stefan Stearns is now telling what part you played. And of course, it's going to take the evidence to do that. All right. Rose said, I'm in Florida myself. I'm definitely not a lawyer. No, it's definitely a lawyer. Yeah, nothing's clean cut, and the laws, the wheels of justice turn slow, right? So that's all I can say right now. What if she has more kids? That's horrifying. Well, you know what's even more horrifying? If someone would have kids with that potato. That's even more horrifying. Anna says, I doubt it will go to trial due to lack of physical. I support her arrest, but not hopeful. Well, thank you. I appreciate your straightforwardness. What I can say is that law enforcement is not saying that. So until law enforcement says don't send me evidence, until law enforcement says case closed, stop digging into it, we're going to do this. And it's not just me. There's a lot of people behind the scenes in the right places that are supporting this effort. Shoot for the stars. Member for a month. So love your channel, hon. Thank you. All right. So you guys, that's what you're here for. Talk and chat. Whatever you want to say it. Be respectful. It's all good. I think Stefan's parents are handling this as well as possible, that this son, but they're not making excuses. She deserves to be in jail. Keep up the fight. And we are going to keep up the fight until we can't anymore, until they shut the door, until they tell us. And that is not what they're saying right now. So, hey, good news so far. A lot of people backing this effort. No shutdowns. So here we go. All right. Good to see you guys. Come on in. Much love. Justice for Madeline Soto and hashtag arrest Jenn Soto. I like seeing her in that picture being arrested. I wish that were her now. All right. So let's get into this. We're gonna continue. Today we're gonna go over the immunity interview with lots of evidence photos. We're going to discuss that for those of you that don't understand what happened. And you guys thought Jenn had immunity. How are we looking at Jenn if she has immunity? No way, no how. This is the interview where she has or had the queen for the day, one shot at immunity if she didn't lie. All right. So don't forget to hit that like button. I love you guys. Love your comments in chat. I love that people can agree to disagree. And I will read the message, Deb, as soon as I start going over the video. It's a little lengthy today. Tomorrow will be a little less as we go over this interview with the fine tooth comb tomorrow and see the deception that Jenn Soto deceived police as she had an interview with immunity. No reason to lie. Yet she still did. So let's go over this. And yeah, we got to keep it. I'm only going to do the spotlight for a week. This week, Jenn Soto stays in the spotlight. Next week, I continue covering cases, and behind the scenes, we'll work with law enforcement and anybody else to get Jenn Soto arrested. Anything I can do, that's what we're going to do. All right. So we're going to keep it going. What's up? At least for this week. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Nat, so much. Please hit that like button. You guys help support the channel. Lori, thank you for being a member. Jay, the Italian Cook, thank you for being a member. Shoot for the Stars, thank you for supporting for a month. And thank you for the $2 super sticker. I've got the goal up there. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit that like button and let's get this into the algorithm. All right, let's get into it. Thank you to Hidden True Crime for lending me this. And also, Hidden True Crime interviewed Deb and Chris. You guys saw that. Let's go.
Can the detectives identify themselves?
Detective Mark Morris.
Detective Kyle Smallwood.
Did you hear that first name? Detective Mark Morris. All right? Detective Mark Morris. Remember that name. Detective Mark Morris. Jamie, thank you so much. Hashtag Jen's a liar for the super sticker. All right? That's Mark Morris. That's who we want to hear. All right? It's so weird splitting the shared room to be a half room. JS, no other normal person would feel comfortable using that living room with a teenager sectioned off. I agree. Absolutely. All right, let's get into this. We got a little while.
And with us is
Jennifer Soto.
Jennifer Soto.
Matthew Barker. All right, we went over some things before we went on the record and told you had the opportunity to ask any questions that you needed to ask. If you need a break to consult with your attorney, that is absolutely fine. We'll all step out of the room, turn off your recorders, and let you exercise your constitutional right to have counsel. There's no problem with that. There's water fountains here. There's restrooms. I don't know if you're a smoker or not, but if you get desperate, we can make an outside break time, but we are kind of under time constraints. With that all said, would you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, this is an investigative subpoena, so you've been compelled to be here. And in our country, under the Fifth Amendment and the 14th Amendment as applied to you under the Florida Constitution as well, you cannot be forced to incriminate yourself. So anything you say today can't and won't be used against you unless you just don't tell us the truth. And I've already explained.
Unless you just don't tell us the truth. Now, Deb, I just got your message, and that's the same thing Stefan told me. Now, listen, any naysayers in this, guys? Is there who come back on here? Whoever's a naysayer, who in chat says that they're not going to look at Jenn Soto? I am so surprised. I'm so surprised that her nose didn't grow. But listen, if you guys are lucky today. If Deb says I can read this message, this is the same message, not the exact same, but I also got a message from Stefan Stearns, and it's saying basically the same thing. Now, listen, everybody that is a naysayer that says Jenn is not going to get arrested, raise your hand. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, this is good news. This is the really good second news that I've had today. So for those of you that are you're naysayers, Suzanne's a naysayer. I just saw Anna being a naysayer. Y'all naysayers, come on. Keep the naysayers. Whoever doesn't think she's going to get arrested, Holly S., arrest a potato for not protecting Maddie. Right. I just got a new text message in that Deb said I can read. Nay. You got Nay. We got Anna. Nay. We got Anna. That Anna. And Army Mom. No. No one. You guys don't think that Jenn Soto is going to be arrested? Well, this is the second news that I've had today about this. And listen for what Stefan, he told me the same thing, but a little bit different. We're going back and forth about specific questions that Jenn was involved in the night of taking Maddie's life. All right, listen. Hey, Dad, Stefan tells Chris Stearns, did you happen to make the canteen deposit? I keep checking, but it doesn't seem to have gone through. You know, he's got to ask for the money, et cetera, right? Let me know when you did. We can track it. How long? Also, now here's the big part. Also, and this is the same thing he told me today, except him and I are going back and forth on what Jenn did. Also, he says the state, listen closely, guys. The state contacted Stefan Stearns' PD team asking if he had any information to come forward. It seems they're trying to go after Jenn Soto. However, they were unwilling to make any kind of deal, and he just received a message from a news reporter asking about information on Jenn. What's going on down there right now? I'm apparently still completely out of the loop. Yes, Deb, I need to talk to you after the show. All right, good news. That's really good news. That's the second time I've heard that today. But he's the second person I've heard from him, and he told his parents the state is coming to Stefan Stearns to get an interview about what he knows. All right. So anybody that doesn't believe it, this is like almost instantaneous results. All right. What's up, Kraken? How you doing? Under the Mystic Moon, Michelle. All right. So if this isn't progress, I don't know what is. All right. And thank you, Deb, for sharing that. I appreciate that so much. I reached out to law enforcement. I reached out to the head of the head of the head. I didn't go to the lowly, street person that has to go to the ba-da-da-da-da. I went to the very head. I told them we have evidence, and I asked them to reach out. So, Deb, after this, I'll talk to you about the person that reached out to Stefan. And I appreciate so much all of you that get to hear that news from me, because he told me the same thing. It looks like the state they're not trying to get a deal with him. They're not trying to lessen his time. They just want to charge Jenn Soto for her part in the taking of Maddie's life, and they want to talk to him. Stefan's going to talk to him. Thank you so much, Rose, for the $5 super sticker. Of course he is. Of course he is, Lisa. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing. What do you think we're doing here? That's what we're doing here. All right. So let's keep going. Let's listen to the lies that Jenn spits. Let's listen to what she spits, and let's keep this going. This is fantastic. Good news. Good news twice. This is a good day. Today's a good day. If I had the Ice Cube song, I'd play it.
Your attorney, Mr. Bark, whether or not you've made any inconsistent statements in the past, that is dirt under the bridge, and either a misdemeanor was committed or it wasn't. But we're not going to be using that as a basis of some sort of perjury by false statements, because those other charges wouldn't be perjury anyways. So the most important thing today is to tell the truth. I also explained derivative use immunity, which means if you said that there was a gun, and obviously there's no gun in this case, buried in your attorney's yard, we couldn't go dig up that gun if you told us that, oh yeah, there's the gun that was used is right there. We wouldn't be able to do that. We would have to show that we learned all those things independently from this interview. Okay? Do you have any questions? All right, so let's get started.
No questions. I'm going to lie anyway.
Make sure we're clear on the record.
No, thank you. I'm going to lie anyway. I don't have any questions for you. Again, we're gonna thank you, Nat, so much for that. Donna says, you think you're a better creator than anyone else? No, that's not what I said. That's what you think. I can't even stand you. I had to leave my comment, and I'll scroll on. Wow, the jealousy is real in this chat. All right, let's get rid of this lady. You guys see that stuff? Is there anywhere in this? Was there anywhere in this that I said I think I'm better than any creators? What? All right, I just want you guys to see the kind of stuff that I get for working on a case behind the scenes and telling you about it, that someone would come in my chat and say, you think you're a better creator than anyone else. Did I say that to anybody, or am I trying to get Jenn Soto arrested? Please block that lady. Don't ever let her back on my channel. Yes, we're live. Moving on.
I had, off the record, we had discussed our position on the
Did anyone say that?
Ms. Soto was interrogated by law enforcement previously.
Oh my goodness.
She was under
Love you too.
a tremendous amount of duress and stress, being that her child was missing, and then she was was found deceased. There's been media hysteria about this. There's been people asking for her to be prosecuted, tarred, feathered, executed. And so with that said, we have the concern that you brought up about if there's something said inconsistent today, not being used against her for filing a false police report.
All right, so for example, if she said something that was false then, and we have no idea that it was false now before this interview, but she comes.
Now listen, our goal is to arrest Jenn Soto, period.